Okay, friends, some help on homework 15. So both of these problems that I was asked about, the difficulty, again, like I said before, is in the fact that you don't recognize how to set up the problem. I think you'll see once I set this up for you, you can solve it, no sweat. The problem is just in the setup. So in this case, you're given that we've got this circle here and that this is an angle of 69 degrees and that this is r, we don't know what r is, and we're told that this distance here, x, is 22. So I think initially the confusion is, well, oh my goodness, there's lots of letters, right? Too many letters. So I would say just don't worry about it. Just look at this as a right triangle, which it is, and set it up. What do you have here and what do I have here? The fact that it's in two pieces doesn't matter. This is a leg and this is a hypotenuse, right? So if I look at this angle, this is the adjacent leg. So then really, isn't this the cosine of 69 degrees equals adjacent over the hypotenuse? Now this is where it gets a little squishy because the hypotenuse is r plus 22. Is that okay? Yeah. Is it a little different? Yeah, but that's what it is. Cosine, adjacent, hypotenuse. Now, when we go to solve this, we need to do some algebra. So I'm going to multiply both sides by r plus 22. So I end up getting, actually, let's convert this. Cosine of 69 degrees is 0.3584. Usually when we're doing our work, not our final answer, when we're doing our work, we use 4 decimal places in trig. So 3584. So 0.3584 equals this. We're going to multiply both sides by this, so then I'm going to get 0.3584 times r plus 22 equal. Oh, I squished that up there. Sorry. Okay. Then I'm going to distribute this. So this becomes 0.3584r plus 22 times that. Well, what's 22 times that? 22 times 0.3584 is, and again, we'll keep the 4 decimal places, 7.8848 equals r. Now, this might be a little difficult here, but do you notice we're going to combine like terms? Do you notice I have an r here and an r there, right? So I'm actually going to combine these. I'm going to subtract this r from both sides. So this is how many r's? 1 r, and this is 0.3584. So I'm going to go 1 minus 0.3584, and so then I have 7.8848 equals 0.4616r. Divide both sides by 0.6416, so I get 7.8848 divided by 0.6416, and I get 12 we'll say this is 2 significant figures, so we're just going to say 12. So r is 12. Now, if you want to be super math student, you would check your work. So now that I know that this is 12, that means this side was 12 and this is 12, which means this whole thing over here is 34. If I put those together, it's 34. So let's check. Let's do an arc cosine of theta is 12 over 34. And we would hope when I do this that I get 69 degrees. Let's check. So arc cosine of, just put in the math, 12 divided by 34, close the parentheses, 69.33. So theta is 69 degrees. There you go. All right, that's that one. The other one is the weight on the weight bench. And again, super interesting. The first thing I want you to do is draw the triangle. So I think in the picture, you've got, obviously gravity is doing this. This is the W, I believe. And then you've got the normal vector is going off this way. I'm exaggerating a little bit. It's 5 degrees off here. The bench is like this. These are perpendicular. And then F is going this direction. right? This is F, and so this is the perpendicular thing here, right? So when you draw your angle, when I reconstitute all these, here's F, here's N, and then W. You notice I got to move it so that it's like this. So here's my right triangle. So you need to take all the little vectors and put them together in a right triangle, and you'll see where the perpendicular pieces are, and they have to be perpendicular. So once you put them together, the other piece has to be the hypotenuse, okay? And in this case, we have that this angle is 5 degrees, very tiny angle. And I want you to think about what that means. It's important. And this is 10. Now, I have one significant figure here. I want you to tell me, and just using your smarts, what value do you think this is going to take? This is about as isosceles as you can get here. This is 90 degrees, this is 85 degrees, almost isosceles. Would you agree that this is going to be almost 10 when we do the math? Do you see that? Because this angle is so small. It's super small. All right, let's do the math anyway. What do I know that links this n with that? Cosine. Cosine of 5 degrees equals n over 10. Multiply both sides by 10, and so I get 10 cosine 5, and 10 cosine 5 is 9.9, which of course in sig figs rounds to 10. And then of course at this point, if you wanted to find f, you certainly could by doing sine, the sine version of this, or you could do Pythagorean theorem. Although I think at this point, I think you realize if I did Pythagorean theorem, this value would be 0 because of my rounding. So you would want to be careful with that. And again, why? Because this is so tiny. This is going to be a very small amount. But let's figure it anyway, just so we can say we did it. So sine of 5 degrees equals f over 10. 10 sine 5 degrees is 10 sine 5. 0.87, which rounds to 1. So very small. All right, hope that helped. If you need anything else, please let me know.